Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, psychic medium, healer, teacher of spiritual stuff. So, and part of that stuff is doing these reads for the horoscope signs, star sign, astrological signs, whatever you call it for you. So, I will be doing. Oh, this one is for the sign of Leo. Whether Leo is your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign. For the month of March in the year of 2020. So for next month, March 2020. Wow, time is like really moving, isn't it? Really, really moving. So although I feel like there seems to be something not rare, like, how's it going? It's like taking a breath, like this. The energy for next month maybe slowing down for you a little bit, the pace and that, so which I feel like some of you may be like really needing right now, is just to like take a little bit of a quiet time, like not fully hibernation, but hibernation in a way, taking some time out for you. Okay, so anyway, so like I say, if this is for the if Leo falls under your star under the sun, moon, rising, and or Venus, just remember these are general reads, so you may or may not resonate. They may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, then just take what does, and or check out one of your other signs. So, and what I mean by that is that, like, for me, I'm a Gemini, so, and I follow my sun sign more or my star sign more so than my other signs. However, I will check out what my other signs have to say if I'm feeling like I want a little bit more clarification with what is going on with me right now. And sometimes my sun sign does not make any sense, so I may check out the others, depending on where I am feeling within myself. Generally, I really just follow my sun sign. And it's more curiosity that will take me to the other signs, which is pretty cool that we can do that. So I do have if you don't know what your one is, I have a link in the box below if you're watching this on YouTube. If it's on Facebook, there's a box above there's a link there that takes you to a website. They do have a calculator on there to so you can figure out which is yours, which comes under. So it's not a full blown out read for you, but it just gives you an calculation, but it gives you a very good idea of what your signs could be for you. And if you want an in-depth one, obviously you're going to email them or contact them through their website. So anyway, this is all about me, about you at the moment, me doing this reading for you. So I'm just shuffling the cards as we're yakking away, as we're yakking away there. So the other thing is, subscribe to my channel, and or if you're wanting to see more of my leads, if it's something you get into, if you like my style, if this resonates with you, and or like or follow my my Facebook page. And if you're wanting to book a read with me to get just a little bit more insight with what's come through, just give me my contact details either in the box below or above, depending on which platform you're watching this video. Okay, so we've got some cards that have come out from the tarot deck that I'm using. This is my practice deck, my training deck for me. Hopefully my new cards will be coming through or arriving soon. And there we go. Come, we'll get going. So there may be something that I'm kind of feeling like there's something new that's coming for you in the month of March, but it's more in the sense that you've been doing some like major processing as well with in your lives at the moment with relationships. I'm feeling for some of yous. Also, charity. Okay, cool. Now this is a bit dark in here. I don't know why, because I've got all the lights on and everything. So no, I haven't got that light on. So there we go. There's the cow, charity, and there's 2 3s there. It's number 33 in the deck. So I'm being more drawn to like three, the threes for me are about balance. Okay, finding balance. So with 2 threes there, there's definitely something to do with you about finding balance, which is why they're probably talking about in the beginning about like needing to take some time out to figure out next month, in the March, about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and that sort of thing. And it's just taking a rest actually. Because I kind of feel like for some of you this month and the last couple of months might have been a bit hectic and preparing and getting things ready. So you may be finding yourself like winding down from something, and so you can evaluate. Okay, the word evaluate comes through, and okay, there's another. Okay, evaluate, because the next card that fell out, which I was only going to do, pull out one, but two fell out. I've been drawn to pull out another one, which makes total sense, because the next card is unfolding, this dragonfly. So something, by finding this balance that Spirit is suggesting you do, and that you could probably feel and know that yourself actually is coming on saying that, by finding this balance, and it's double, there's 33, so that for me is really needing to go to that space, would be of great benefit for you, Leo, to find the space. And so the word charity, I'm feeling that's more for you, making you the person that is that is the one that's receiving charity, basically, and being charitable to yourself in the sense of taking time out for yourself. Because something is unfolding, okay? By doing that, you'll see more what is unfolding for you. The number 8 is connected to unfolding. So maybe that you may be needing to take some time out from speaking, or, or read, okay, and overthinking things and talking about things, okay, for you. And it's time to just really take some time out, chill, take a chill pill and just relax as well. Okay, so because something is unfolding, okay, for you. It's like there's a lot of groundwork that you've been doing in these last couple of months, weeks, years, even for some of you. And something is something that's coming to an end, basically, but not fully to an end, but it's more in the sense that it's unfolding. Something is unfolding to keep the momentum going, okay? But there needs to be some balance there. So I'm hearing a lot of buts, but because you may have been going, oh, but this, or but that, or but I can't do that because I need to get this done, blah, blah, blah. So this is really about now taking some time for you so you can see and watch and be part of the unfolding. So with 33 being 2 3s, I'm going to wind that down to 6, bring that down to 6, because 6 is about, that service to humanity. So there may be that some of yous are, with the charity, on saying that, is there may be that you are doing some service to humanity in some way. So it could be by the means of some sort of healing, or doing some sort of work like this, like I'm doing. It could be in the with more so for you, some security. What am I doing? Some community work, but on saying I'm here, because for me to say security, and I want to say community, maybe to find that security within yourself. So the bigger picture is about security, okay, and direction, and finances and stability, because I'm hearing the number 4 as well, like security in that sense, okay. So number 8 is, there's something unfolding in that way, so that's about you allowing yourself to be to be part of that unfolding as well. And sometimes it's like we just, part of that process is just allowing ourselves to be still for a moment, and accept some charity for you. Allow people to do things for you for a change. And that's pretty cool when we get to that stage. So anyway, I'm going to move on to these cards because I'll just follow on from there. So we, first of all, the cards that fell out is the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles fell out together. So there may be some unfounded fears and nightmares is what the 9 of Swords brings, that picture. So there she is sitting in bed, and there's all those swords. They're not touching her head, but they're above her head. So the swords is about, It's about, life challenges and, being, and, the sorts is about like overthinking, going to that mental side of things and overthinking too much. Because, like, um, you know, when you're overthinking, that's the only way that I'm getting it. So there are too many things or thoughts that are going, thoughts in the way of things going wrong in your head, or things that you're feeling maybe a little bit ashamed of or guilty of, or for whatever reason, but they're just saying to work through that. It's not let that stop you from moving forward, because here is, and thinking, oh, like, you can't do this, because we have, with that, came out with that card is the Eight of Pentacles, which is about learning new skills. So there's maybe like, is going into something like, of a learning capacity in some way or form, whether it be university, whether it be doing a course, whether it be, doing a course that's like outside of a school or something like that. It could be, to develop yourself in some way or form. It may be that you're holding yourself back and you're overthinking things about moving into like even a new job, because you're going to have to learn new things. It's like, what the hell? So because what they're saying is like, this is, it could be something like that, or going into a new phase of your life that you're going to like need to like make some changes, which could mean that you're going to need to learn new skills in some way or form. But it's like allowing yourself to go there, because you've got, and letting yourself believe yourself and have faith in yourself, that you have all of what it takes to go into this next phase of learning. It could be something spiritual that you're learning about, stepping right out of your comfort zone. But it's by doing that, you're allowing other things to unfold into your life. It all depends on how we look at it. So with these life changes, for those some of you are maybe like having this, this thing about, but that's coming to an end, because I feel like with that coming to an end, with being a 9, it's about things that are coming to an end. It's like the final stage of, of completion. So it's like you're like nearly ready to cross that threshold, or you're right on the threshold now. It's just like, a bit of gust of wind going and you're over. But it's like, just using that one. It's just, I just felt this breeze from the fan. It's like, oh, cool. But, for that, okay, because the spirit work in so many amazing ways. We've just got to, see the clues and feel the love and have the courage to, and the belief and the faith in ourselves to do it, because that's where they're coming from with that. So, and then the Eight of Pentacles there, and it's on top of the unfounded fears. So that tells me that there's some good energy there, that you've got all the guides that you need to take. You don't need to go there in your head and overthink things to stop you, or or near stop you from moving forward in whatever direction that you want to move forward with, Leo. So it's like, get that fire in your belly out, and then just like boom, go and do it. Feel that. Feel the fire, feel the passion, get back into that space. It's like that, because that's what I feel is like unfolding. But it's like, for you, should you allow yourself to like get rid of that crap that's in your head. Okay, it's just a challenge. You've been through many before, is what they're saying. So moving through it. So there seems to be like, because I've got the Hanged Man here. And so there's a lot of sacrifice. You may be feeling like you have to sacrifice something to go and do whatever it is that you're wanting to do to make this, to make this change, or do this, this challenge that you see, or this amazing, possibility and opportunity that is unfolding for you to create more opportunities to unfold for you. I'm saying that. So the Hanged Man has come out, and so there may be some sort of sacrifice, but you see the Hanged Man is upside down and hanging by one foot. So it's like, it's yours. That's your shit. That's there. That's doing it. Because if it was, you're not. It's nothing. You're not being hung from your throat. And there's like, what I'm seeing is this white cloud, which I'm noticing there is, of energy. I'm seeing that as energy. So there is a lot of white, spiritual stuff that's going on, because I'm seeing white as like the Christ light energy or the God light energy that's coming through, and a lot of thinking that's going on there. And I feel like that's, the angels and the spirit are trying to clear your head, but you've got to allow that to do, because you're hanging by your foot and that other foot is loose. So you're able to, there's a sense of like, freedom there, or choice that's been made there. But there's also that thing about like grounding, because there's a lot of red in there as well. So that's drawing me to be, for you to be grounding yourself as well through this decision making. Okay. And the fact that you're upside down is like, well, you're not hung by the neck. It's something that you can get around of. It's something that you have, like, you can change your mind about, basically. So it's really about grounding, like turning this around and being grounded, because then you see, here it is, and as you're making these decisions and movement going forward, next month, it's like, it's the Queen of Wands is here. So you must, there's some action that's needing to be taken. So to me, that's telling me that you may find yourself in a place where actually I'm feeling okay to make this move now, and because of with all this processing, there's that feeling of, courage and strength. I've got the strength to do it. And then with the Queen of Wands, there comes a generosity and strength. But I'm seeing more, because your thinking is changing, and it's giving you the strength, okay, to keep moving. And you're coming from a more generous, and rather than a sacrificial sort of energy, basically, about your time, your space, your energy. It's like, and what you can give, what you can't give, how much you're going to give. So that's where that balance is, is really coming. That actually, should you choose to take this mission, it's about just finding that balance, and but also being able to honor yourself and something that you're wanting to do. So it's not sacrificing, one for the other. It's finding that balance. Okay, so you can achieve. So you can be doing both, or whatever it is that you feel like you might be juggling, whatever. So, and the thing is, like, here's the Three of Cups that's come out. So there's something that you have achieved. You will achieve something by doing, making a decision and doing whatever it's, because there's celebration there. With your, you making a decision and going and doing something, because, the Cups is about feelings and emotions. So you're feeling a lot better within yourself, because now that you've got rid of these, these thoughts here, overthinking things, and you've made your decision, it's like, okay, which it opens the door for you to be able to see more clearly the next step. Okay, so then we have the Seven of Pentacles and the need to decide, which is after that, because, obviously there's going to be something else that will come up from one decision we make. There's something else that keeps us moving forward or toward where we wanted to go. So, and there's something, and I feel it's all got to do with the same thing here. So you've made a decision. This is what I'm going to do, but there becomes another decision within that decision. It's part of the decision of this deciding. So how you're going to, okay, because I'm hearing make this money, make this, create this foundation with this new beginning. There's a need to decide. And it's either like, but I'm hearing like, it's because something of what is working now, that's what you're deciding. It's against going, between, rather, going with something new that could bring you something like more abundance and that sort of thing. But it's about finding that balance. So I do feel like, because this is where this grounding needs to be. Yeah. But yeah, there's a feeling, because I want to join these two together. It's like you'll be feeling more able to make a decision now, because you've made a decision about not, you've made a, because three is there is about balance of things. Three of Cups is about balance. So it's like your emotions and your feelings are more balanced now to make this decision here, because you have really processed it. Wow. And then we have the Four of Swords, which is about recuperation and convalescence. So it's like taking that time for that recuperation and convalescence while you're deciding. That's what, it's like taking that time out for next month to do that, to figure out what it is that the next part, and get those, like your vision board out, start doing that, making those lists up of what I want to do, be, and have in my life, and then going for it with your vision board. I just feel like there's one or two more that come out, so from this deck to confirm it. So it may be like, and this is the thing, it's like the Hermit, okay? So the Hermit is about patience and maturity and prudence, so which makes sense with this, being patient. There's because good shit's going to happen when we're patient, and all that, like it says here, that's the theme for it: patience, maturity, prudence. It's like, not being, it's really taking that time to go within and figure it out, for you, without any, like, allowing any sort of influences get in the way, basically. Because this is about you making the decision, not anybody else, or you going there and doing the healing for yourself as to where it's going to go. Oh, wow, that's cool. Because energy and action, the Knight of Wands, that's Sagittarius, that's fire energy. So you're a fire energy, and that's what I feel like you'll get back your energy by the end of the month, and it'll be ready to go and take action with everything that you've been contemplating, and your energy levels will be like lifted up, because it's like, bam, I know what it is now, more so than even than I did before. And even more knowing is like your path, like this part of your path, this next part of your journey, wherever that is, whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Okay, in here. Okay, right. Oh, this kind of moved quite quickly. This your session. It's like there's no mucking around apart from. Okay, I'll just go with those two. I felt like there was something else going to come out. Okay, the Sun, action. See, look, action. It's a little bit at the moment. Okay, I'm feeling this is at the moment. There's not a lot of action, but there's, in the sense that there's action, like in making a decision at the moment, but it's like it's coming. Like you've made it there. Okay, there's not a lot of action. And I just feel like, because it's upside down, so there's some resistance to taking action. But for you, like at the moment, but it's coming, because it's like you're still contemplating it. And that's like, so I'm going to turn it upside down. And I mean, upside down, it was upside down, but I'm going to turn it up the right way, the correct way, which is, and so there's two horses there. So it's like about not seeing everything as so black and white. But there's green pastures there, so there's, it's like, allowing yourself to be, find that balance, because even with the black and white, I'm seeing the yin and the yang, that's a balance. It's also about balance. But number 17 in the deck, number 1, new beginnings. There's something new that's coming up, which is really cool. The horses are galloping in that paddock, so there's something, that energy and action with the Knight of Wands has topped that off at the end, for the end of the month, or by the end of the month, on or before the end of the month, or by the end of the month, you will be feeling like you're able to take some more action. This horse card, is there with the balance of finding, and we'll figure out how there's some sort of balance can be made. 7 is about, creating and learning about yourself. So that's about, and that you are the creator of your destiny. Okay, or destinies, or this next part of this journey to a destiny, which is, and it's around it, and it's also about that knowing and, studying, that self-studying and creation and learning about yourself as being the creator of money, finance, base, business, like your career, relationships, whether it be love, or growing a family, or whatever, within relationships. It's we created all how we want it to look for us. Okay, and then interestingly enough, the Sun, So there are definitely some new beginnings. The sun is up, the sun is shining, and to wind that up, okay? Wow, there's lots of growth there. When the sun is out, everything starts to bloom and blossom and grow, like because we need the water. There's the water in there, look, in there, and there's lots of growth and abundance, and the new beginning is on its way. Wow, awesome. That's pretty cool. Wow. That's all I could say is wow. There's lots of action, lots of going, movement and within there. Lots of healing, lots of to get you to where you need to be for this phase. Yay! Is this journey where you're wanting to go down this path. Anyway, whatever path it is, and whatever stage of the path that you're at with it as well. Wow. It's gone very quiet. And that's what I hear is quietness and contentment. And there's just lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure in a very zen way, which is interesting, which is amazingly cool, and that contentment. Whew. Take a breath, take a bow. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and if you would like to go a little bit deeper in that, give me a buzz by making connection with me via email or via my inbox on my Facebook page. Okay, God bless you for now. Have a wonderful rest of the February and a wonderful month during March. Bye for now.